Check this out. Cooper. On the corner of Cooper and Ice Baby. Do 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 do. Ice Avenue. Do you remember Vanilla Ice? I used to like that song a lot. I just wanted to show that to myself, really, but share it with you as well. Look at the light pole. Isn't that pretty? They need clean. Can we get somebody here in city to clean them out? We'd appreciate it. Look at the nice trees. They're absolutely gorgeous. See, I point stuff like that out once in a while because I realize the importance of things like sidewalks when you're walking. How damaging it could be if one trips and falls on their face, twists an ankle, scuffs their knee, you name it. And I also like to point out other things like roadways, because your car rattles all the time. Things start to go wrong with it because of that. Or if we have dirt in a light pole, it just simply looks like dirt in a light pole lens. Is a light pole lens? I don't know what it is. Okay, so we're almost where we need to be. More apartments. This would be a great place for a photo shoot. It'd be nice to meet an amazing photographer who happens to be infatuated with transsexual females. Okay, everybody, I am down here at North St. Clair Street and 2nd Street. Over here is the back parking lot to the Club Mask. And where I'm at right now is I'm going to share with you one of what was known to be by some as a gay bar called the Aquarius here in Dayton, Ohio, which it is no longer Aquarius. It is the Mudlick Tap House. The Mudlick Tap House, I don't know anything about it, but really quick, this is the door we used to walk in. And then when you walk inside, from what I remember, there's like a bar, a pretty long bar that looped around from the front here, approximately. And then it wrapped around until where the bar, to where the bar ended, which was close to the stage. And then there was a DJ here. You can look online, you might be able to see some pictures. Obviously it's not opened right now, and I don't even know what this facility center focuses are, its focus points are. Whether it's live entertainment, if it's food and dining, whatever it is. Casual, is it casual, or is there any kind of dress code with it? I'm not sure. You could leave a comment though. So I don't want to say anything about this specifically other than it used to be a bar that I would come to and hang out with a lot of my girlfriends that I met here in the Ohio area that are in the LGBT community, LGBTQ. Of course, I always loved hanging with the transsexual females. Am I guilty? Pretty much the most. And why is that? Because I was dealing with my own transsexualism, figuring things out, and I never knew in my lifetime that there were other people who were similar to me, which would be people with penises wanting to wear women's clothing, you know, and be all girly and appreciate ladyism. Ladyhood. Womanhood? Yes. I love it much more than being the standard that one has a penis, has to be a man. It's not me. I'm very girly inside, and can I tell you, it's brought me closer to my love for life, my love for community, my love for humanity, my love for Jesus Christ, all of that. And I personally could have never done it without the Holy Bible, you know? So I credit everything in my life to Jesus Christ. And I'm learning more and more. I wish I would have had really, really good teachers, you know? That if anybody ever sees this, they might be hurt, and that's okay. Then God's doing something in you. The bottom line is I realize every day that if I would have had really good teachers, I could have got things figured out a lot quicker, and lived my life to the fullest, because in my opinion, that's exactly why we're here. But we have people's agenda and reasoning shoved into our minds all the time. It's a shame. And most of the reasons are BS. We all know that. And now we're all coming out. And this is one of the places we used to come to socialize. And because I don't want to just stand in front of somebody's venue and talk, because it's no longer what it once was, named anyway. It might be owned by the same owners. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. So if you come across this, please don't be upset. I have nothing to say about the Mudlick Tap House, except for the color green. As we go, walk around somewhere, maybe by the river. We used to come out here in the patio as well. And you can see some photos on my Flickr account. If you go flickr.com/Tracilyn Michael, you will see photos of me and the girls' night out. That's what we used to call it, girls' night out, was here at this facility. They used to have drag queen performances when we came on a Saturday, and some of the girls that I knew back in that time were performers. And can I tell you, I used to love to come here and support them. We used to also go over here to Club Mask. It would have been nice to go inside and show you around a little bit. Some people are okay with it, some people are not. So no, I have nothing at all bad to say about this facility. I didn't even know it was up and running under a new name. I don't know if it's the same owners. I don't know what it's about. I was quite surprised when I came here to Dayton, and I figured that every major city, like a big city, would have what they call gay clubs, LGBTQ friendly clubs. Can we just have clubs in America that are friendly towards all people who are kind when they come in, and we can just simply provide security and protection against people that would ever want to do anything against anybody else for harmful reasons? You know, we're here to have a good time and celebrate life together. Some friends, we all been working hard throughout the week or doing life throughout the week, and we want to come together and socialize, and we want to be safe, right? Thank you, everybody who's ever done security in their life, thank you. I know when I go out to a club, period, even years ago, even before I was 21. Did you ever go out before you were 21? It seems like sometimes it's more fun, you know, to go out to clubs. I'm not telling you to do that, but it's more fun to go out to clubs before you're even legally allowed to do it. And we get in here, we have fake ID, don't do it. I'm not telling you to do it. But I did do it. I was already club hopping when I was like 17, 18 years old. Not all the time, but of course, me and my cousin and some friends, we would get together and do that. I'm sorry, officer. We're gonna go by, here's another club, Mask. Have you ever heard of Club Mask? It is one of the most hippest, if not the hippest club in the Midwest. I didn't say that, not me. Who said it? Who was telling me about that? One thing I was excited about living here in Dayton is a lot of people from Tennessee, from other states, local community as well, all over Ohio. They come here on especially Fridays and Saturday nights, but every other day in between. I don't want to say anything great or anything bad about it, okay? At all. Club Mask is a nightclub where you can go dancing. They have drag queen performances. Can I tell you that when I came here, I had a really, really good time. And I remember we parked our car right over there, about 2 in. See, I remember that. When you walk somewhere in a place that you once were, do you remember situations from years ago, like where you parked at? We parked over there too another night. But here's the entrance to Club Mask. Years ago, I came here, and I know this, I moved here to Dayton, Ohio in 2009/2010. This was the back entrance, and when you walked in, they always carded you, okay, before you go in. And inside, they have a really, really cool stage, and they have, I don't know, is it 1 or 2 bars? Do you go to Club Mask? Do you have any pictures or videos you'd like to share? And downstairs they have that, and then you go upstairs, or you used to be able to go upstairs, and then there was a different kind of atmosphere, where it was more of a dance club setting. One thing I really loved when I started going out to LGBTQ-friendly venues. You can usually tell by the flag colors of the rainbow. Is that God's promise? You ever hear the saying that the rainbow is a sign of God's promises? You remember the scripture in the Holy Bible? Did you ever think some of the scripture that is found in the Holy Bible that entails in heaven there is neither male or female? So if there's neither male or female, how could there possibly be LGBTQ? Kind of challenging at times as we're going through life and we're learning. Okay, this is here by Jefferson Street. Shadam! And we're finding this other side street. Dayton, did you put one over here? Where's it at? Across the street? And 2nd Street. I think there used to be a Marilyn Monroe statue over here. I don't know if it's here anymore. What happened to the statues that used to be in town? They remove them? We have some pictures with that. Okay. So we're gonna go down here, I'm gonna show you the Club Mask, and then we're gonna go somewhere else. I would like to show you inside, but I'm sure if you typed in on YouTube, you would see all kinds of wonderful videos. Again, I do not have, hold on a minute. Is this not Club Mask anymore? Hello, do you know if this is Club Mask yet?
No idea.
You don't? Okay, she has no idea. That must be why we always went in the back. But anyway, Club Mask. The entrance is in the back if it's still in existence. I don't know if I've seen a sign or not. Let's go look one more time. Looks pretty much like the same facility. 2009, 2010, I came out here with my roommate, Catherine, some of the other girls in the community. Catherine, if you're out there and you ever see my videos, know I still love you. I'd like to talk to you. Upon leaving the apartment and moving into Huber Heights, things were not the best between us. And I know my head was really messed up at the time. So I would like to apologize to you. If you ever see this video, know that I would love the opportunity to talk to you privately. Unless you want to do camera, VIP entrance. Okay, now we can go somewhere and I can take this bag. I got my bag with me off my shoulder and we can speak. Where do you want to go at? I'll find some place and then I'll be back on. Okay, we're getting ready to come over here at the park and talk. Can I tell you, I'm over here by the new library that they just built in the city. Remodeled, rebuilt, or resurrected. I'm sure they have really nice video footage of this. Something to be very, very proud of. Look how gorgeous she is. I'm gonna go inside here eventually, but I don't want to take video with me. Simply because I don't know if they would appreciate me taking video. Maybe sometime I will, but you can look online. They might have shown video footage of the new library here in Dayton City. I'm not by the street right now, so I don't know what it is. You can look it up. Can I tell you something? The one thing that I love a lot, it started off pixeling in. I suffered from a really, really bad case of what people would call negative thinking. Something happened to my focus that I perceived everything as things that I did not appreciate, things I did not like. I was stuck in a mental upsetness of things not working out in my life. I was confused, I was lost, I was hurt, going through all kinds of emotional turmoil. And can I tell you that when I finally made up my mind about a few years ago, it wasn't that long ago, one of the things that I did to myself to start getting myself to be more in a healthy state of existence mentally was I found what it is that I really truly, in all honesty, if I surrendered to complete honesty, then it would be true if I were to tell somebody that I love this about Dayton, Ohio. Outside of the beautiful artistic structure of the city, which is what I said since day one coming here. And that would be the bike trails that they have are freaking awesome. and they're very scenic. They're around the river, and I love the Great Miami River. She is glorious. A lot of people do. There's been a lot of things written about her in poetry, in books, in songs, and another one was the Metro Library System. I do not ever want to say anything bad about it. All good. And I'm looking forward to seeing the inside of the library at some point. Here's bike racks. Look at these bike racks. Isn't that different? See, you become accustomed and adjusted to social culture that you live in. And where I was from, back in Pennsylvania, our bike racks looked a lot different. They were traditional with piping, and then you pulled the front tire into them. So one thing that I can say about moving to a new location in America is the dominancy in people's thought process, their architectural structures. Basically, their way of thinking is uniquely different. There's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of variances. That makes it an enjoyable experience. And for anybody out there who enjoys and appreciates travel, we learn these things as we go, don't we? There's a lot of similarities, but people have a unique way of thinking and lifestyle. Oh, pick nose. Actually, it's just an itch. I didn't pick my nose, but I can, like that. So check this out. We are here at Natalie Clifford Barney. I can't believe how beautiful this library is. Gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Is that the library? I'm almost positive. That's what it said on the door. Well, can I tell you something? No, I'm doing a video blog for YouTube. Okay. What you doing? Watching a dog? Enjoy the day. All right, thank you. Very kind gentleman. What I've realized is, I don't know, do you think that I was under electronic influence to always perceive things negatively? Because can I tell you that in a healthy state of mind, I'm convinced that one doesn't think thoughts like I used to. Once you have your basic, what I call a net met, and you get out of the direct idea of living with others and their idea of life, that you start to mentally heal and you start to mentally thaw out when you get away from commercialism like radio, AM, FM radio, like listen to or watching television programs, like watching movies. Have you ever noticed in a lot of movies and cartoons like Bugs Bunny, and the ones today are even worse. There's other cartoon characters smacking other cartoon characters. Why don't somebody call up Disney and ask them why that is? Or Warner Brothers? Hey Warner Brothers, hey Disney, why are you showing our children these pictures in cartoons as though it's funny to go around smacking other people in the head? Do you know I used to have my ass kicked on a regular basis in the elementary school that I went to? Do you think that was part of the reason, Disney, Warner Brothers? I was just thinking the other day of some of the horrific things and scenery that I have seen in movies. I saw in a movie one time where somebody literally on television, this was on television, so I'm going to talk about it, where somebody literally stuck a shotgun up a genetic girl's, I think so, vagina and killed her in a horror movie. Or it wasn't even necessarily a horror movie. But that was horrific, wasn't it? Now imagine a kid, for the rest of my life I have that stuck in my head. Now, who's responsible for that movie? What kind of sick, demented people create art like that for little kids to be exposed to? And what kind of television channel or host or program shows these things on television to children and other people? Why is it that it's illegal in our country to stick a shotgun up somebody's butt or in their vagina and kill them, but it's not illegal to watch on television? Wow, that's entertainment. No, it's not. It's not entertainment. And in my opinion, people need to start protesting against companies like Disney, like Warner Brothers, like Sony. They need to start protecting our way of thinking by showing us more wholesome, family unifying art. in general, whether it be in cartoons, television shows, you name it. I heard that the Jerry Springer show canceled, and can I tell you, I'm grateful that finally, after all these years, what makes Jerry Springer such a wonderful host? Why was he on our television for all of these years? The same scenery over and over and over and over and over again. When I was an escort, I was given a call by somebody from the Jerry Springer show, a lady, a beautiful lady, she was very kind to me, by the way, who invited me to be a part of one of the shows, but she insisted, and she questioned me to find out if there was any kind of drama that was going on in my life. Maybe I could out somebody on television set, or on their television program that I slept with, and maybe their husband or their wife didn't know about it. Do you have any of that? And I said, no, I don't. Actually, I liked Jerry Springer, and everybody liked bald-headed Stephen, right? Can I touch? Stephen, Stevie Weeby, can I touch? We all wanted to do that. Why is that? Look, it brought a lot of joy into our lives, didn't it? Sure it did. A lot of us had a lot of joy watching it. We don't want to hurt Jerry Springer's feelings or Stephen's feelings or their thought process. We don't want to offend them, okay? They're doing what they do in life. They have their own reasons to justify why they do what they do. But can I tell you that I really wanted to be on the Jerry Springer show, and I was hoping to sing my song at that time, It's Hard to Be an Escort. Now, how was I going to do it? I don't know how I was going to do it. But can I tell you, I not only got a call from them once, but I got a call from the same lady twice. She had seen my ad on Craigslist at the time, traveling escort. They had relocated from wherever they once were to Connecticut. And the thing is she kept asking me are you sure? You know, this is probably about a 5 or 10 minute conversation. I wish I would have recorded it. Are you sure that you don't know somebody? You know, somebody you might want to get into a cat fight basically with on the television program. And can I tell you that I basically was like, well, being on television would be great. Getting to meet Stephen, Jerry Springer, that would be all wonderful too, right? Yes, it would. For me, it would. It would have been a wonderful experience, I hope. But when she kept picking at me like this, if she's out there, you're an asshole. Whoever you are, you're an asshole. And I think you should be in the unemployment line. Why the hell did you call and keep tormenting me with that? I'll tell you why. Because that's what the television show is about. And why do they create television shows with such drama involved in it? Is because we as a human race imitate what we see on television, what we see in life. Especially if other people are laughing and applauding and they're appreciating whatever it is. Well, that's cool, isn't it? That's cool, so I want to be cool too, so I'll be like that. Can I encourage you, don't be like that. Turn it off. Unplug the television set. I don't want to tell you to pick it up and throw it out the window. Be careful when you go to unplug the television set. Okay, if you have one of those power strips, turn it off first. You don't want to hurt yourself unplugging the television set. You see how easy it is to give some kind of advice and then, you know, something could happen or maybe not happen. It's kind of confusing at times. Thus being, what this subject is about today is I wanted to rock and roll. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life with the camera on my arm, sharing my life story and my personal thoughts. I wanted to be on stage and rock and roll with other people who love to rock and roll. I wanted to travel and have fun. So with that being said, I'm glad and I'm grateful that programs like the Jerry Springer Show are finally over with. You know why? Because I came near death several times. And maybe, just maybe, if they would have left me on the Jerry Springer Show in a healthy manner, Miss whoever you are, drama, you love drama, you're a bitch. Whoever you are, you're a bitch. Because maybe, just maybe, somebody would have saw me with my guitar singing a song about being an escort, which would have been perfectly fine on your television show. And maybe they would have said, you know what, I like you. See, I could have been a part of the show, even though I was not in agreement with all the hair pulling and wigs throwing off and fist fighting and slapping and all the stuff that goes on. I'm not into that. I'm not into that kind of entertainment. I don't want to be sucked into people's drama. I usually stand back and I leave. Sometimes run very fast. You see, it was during a time that I was going through hell in my life, miss. And it would have been great. And I know because I'm intelligent and I'm creative and I'm an artist that there's something that I could have done to be a part of a dramatic show like that that wouldn't have been so dramatic but would have been very much appreciated. And it would have been very helpful for me to have a spot on prime time television. Well, guess what? At that time, no can do. We're looking for somebody to pull wigs off of other people's hair. We want to out somebody, who isn't aware. Oh, my husband was with a transsexual, a lady boy, a sissy. That's right. Bye-bye, Jerry Springer Show. Adios. I'm not saying Jerry was like that. I'm not saying Steven was like that. I mean, can you imagine having the talent? Supposedly, he was a mayor or something like that here in Ohio. And then he has the Jerry Springer Show. Well, there's a step up in the world. And then I see a sign about something to do with him running for governor. I hope not. Not unless he's really had a different change in perspective of how he views the transsexual community. Does he want to keep exploiting them as dramatic? Why doesn't he exploit them as being extremely highly intelligent, beautiful, faithful? Another different kind of perception rather than, what was presented for many years. When I was living at Lebanon Village, there was a time that I finally started to realize, which was years ago, I finally started to realize it's best not to watch the Jerry Springer Show. I didn't even know why. I didn't psychologically understand why, okay? I started watching other television shows, and it was discontentment. All it is a distraction from living real life. And most of it is promoting nothing but things that are not really truly beneficial for life. So I don't want to ride that too much, but know that Tracilyn had been in hard times. And when I came out here to Dayton, Ohio, the one thing I can tell you, and I hope to have video left to show you, is I loved being involved in the community. I loved worshiping God. I loved being, specifically with other transsexual females. And when I walked around here with Catherine, I really loved the city of Dayton. And I saw all the wondrous beauty that people from years ago have invested a great deal of time. In my opinion, Dayton City at that time, to me in 2009 when I was walking through the streets, to me was at one time, this must have been a fabulous place to live. Unfortunately, there for a while when I was here, I was really upset because to me it seemed like it was kind of like turning into a ghost town. And I really wanted to live in a very vibrant, very active city. Can I tell you that I've changed a lot? And can I tell you that I really do love Dayton, Ohio very much. Not just the structure of the buildings and the wideness of the roads, kind of like an airstrip. And they are starting to finally do various projects here, and one of them was the library. And what I wanted to say is the library and the bike trails were like two of my big five of what I loved and favored the most here in Dayton, Ohio. Okay, so when they finally got started on the library here, in rebuilding it, when they got started on it, can I tell you, I was really excited. And the reason that I want to tell you, one of the reasons why I love the library system the most here, is because you can actually go onto their website and you can look up books that they have in their library. And you can put it on reserve, or you can have it also, you can have it on reserve, but you can also have them relocate the book or DVD, whatever it is that you get here online. You can have them relocate it to the nearest library that you're at in the present moment. And I'm not sure if it lets you know that you can pick it up at that time, but I'm assuming, from what I remember, it's been a while since I used the library system, that you'll get a notification when it's ready to be picked up. So what I wanted to say is, one thing that I really liked about that is because they have many libraries within our county, Montgomery County. If one of the books is at another location at a library, at one of the libraries, they will bring it over to the library that's closest to you by your request. Isn't that cool? So hopefully someday I'll get to check it out. I stopped going to the library after one of the new ones. I went in, I was at the youth section. I'm a childlike mentality. I didn't appreciate this, but I left it go. I have a childlike mentality, and I was sitting and looking out one of the windows, thinking how nice the view was, how nice the new library was. And I was thinking about getting some kid books, some children books, because I also like to read children's stories. And I've been diagnosed by countless psychiatrists as having a mentality of an 11-year-old. That doesn't make me lacking intelligence. That means I'm very childlike. With that being said, the lady working at that specific library had approached me, or actually the security guard, I'm sorry, not the lady, a security guard had approached me and left me know that adults were not welcomed to sit in that section. I had gotten up, I expressed, I apologized, and then I had left the facility with great disappointment, okay? Because number one, there was nobody there in that section of the library except for myself. Number two, I have been diagnosed with a mentality of an 11-year-old, so that makes me very childlike. Number three, I simply thought it was rude, all right? There's security cameras all over the place. There's no children. I'm not harming anybody. I was actually appreciating it, and I wanted to get some children books because I read to children. So that security officer who done that to me, that was very mean. I understand policy, and can I tell you, in the library system, I don't like that policy. If I had a child and they were in the library, I'd want them to be safe. There's no doubt about it. If I felt that they needed my supervision, I would most certainly be with them during that time. I understand about predators, etc., etc. I fully understand that. However, again, I was back in the seat, enjoying the view. I was by myself. There were no other children. Okay, and I have a childlike mentality. I'm sure I could have done something about that. Maybe filed a suit. Think about that the next time. But outside of that, I love the library. I have not gone much since then. That just kind of ruined it for me. I said, I don't really need literature. I'm intelligent enough. Besides, I want to do my music. And let me tell you, besides that situation, it's worth contributing your literature or your audio CDs, DVDs. Know that I and everyone else that enjoys the library really genuinely appreciates it. It is extremely helpful to those of us who enjoy using the library. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off sharing my insight on playing bar rooms and clubs. Now, this may be sensitive to some people who own bars and clubs, and can I tell you, I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you or your livelihood, but can I tell you something? I have a livelihood too, and if it wasn't for people, Jerry Springer, check this out. If it wasn't for people in the entertainment industry that weren't assholes, I probably could be able to make a very, 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 very comfortable and an enjoyable life for myself. However, every time Tracilyn reaches out, there's all these miraculous, ridiculous standards. Okay, like how ridiculous is it for Tracilyn to pull or go around pulling people's wigs off their head? That's entertainment, but what I have to offer is not? What a bunch of fools. Literally, what a bunch of fools. I'm glad your show canceled. And I hope you never run for governor or mayor in our state, okay? Simply because I don't necessarily appreciate the way that you would promote people in general. Here's a very sensitive subject. I have all my life been very, very passionate about music. I mentioned that I started singing when I was 5 years old. My grandma invited me to Mount Airy Church in Mount Airy to lead worship. My uncle was in a quartet. I was inspired dominantly from my uncle, my mom, who was an accordion and a harmony singer, or she played accordion and she was a harmony singer. My grandma played piano, she played the organ, she played the accordion. She led worship all the time. These are the people that inspired me the most. I mentioned that I was seriously inspired by people like Elvis Presley, John Denver, and pretty much everybody else you saw on the television screen throughout life, listening on the radio. I want to be like that. Like, have you ever felt like that? I want to be like that. Well, over the season of time, I really realized, because I meditated on the wall of all of my magazine heroes, guitar heroes, in the 80s, who I am pissed off today that they're still on the radio. If any of them are on the radio today or on their television, know this, I get pissed off about that. Because I realize, more so now than not, about the dangers of what it does to us psychologically. And there's too many to even mention about right now. That's not what this video is about. And also, as somebody who has been in struggle for many, many years as a singer-songwriter, as a stage performer, I know that psychologically, if one of my songs were on the radio or one of my music videos was on national television, I would be perceived differently by the human race in our country, most likely. And you get one that's recognized, one song, you can go down in history as what? Walking into pretty much any venue and saying, "Hi, I'm Tracilyn, and I'm the one with that song on the radio that you know." Most likely. Okay, we all heard that song. Okay, hopefully you liked it. Did you like it? I hope you liked it. Because if you didn't, I might be running away from your venue as you chased me out. We didn't like that song, Tracilyn. I'm sorry. So here's the thing, check this out. It's the condition of the human race. In other words, if you come through the television set, or you come through the television set, or you come through the radio, guess what? You must be something special if I see you in Walmart. Maybe a cardboard cutout, maybe on a CD. I seen your CD at Walmart. If I see you in a magazine on a shelf, wow, you must really be something special. Well, you know what? Maybe the people are something special, but maybe they're just simple assholes like you and I at times. Maybe they're just human and they're not really all that special. Maybe it's how they're connected. You never know, that person that you may think is the greatest rock and roller of all time, they may be the most corrupted person, and maybe they were part of killings of other recording artists. What do you think of that? Imagine if Tracilyn's favorite recording artist of all time for years, and then I found out years later that that same recording artist had to do with a lot of murders. How would you feel about that? Your favorite recording artist getting away with crimes like that? What would you do if you found out one of your recording artists that you love was invading your privacy? What if they were using the material that you worked very hard on and you created in your own mind? How would you feel about that? Okay, enough said. As I got older and I went the way the world keeps telling us to go, and therefore if you don't have more education, you're not going to qualify for these jobs. If you don't look exactly the way we need you to look, you're not professional. I'm not professional. That same job that you told me I'm not professional for, mister, over and over and over again at many different places. Do you know that I just simply used my butt? I used my legs and everything in between. And I did better than you did with a whole entire staff of people. And I had more fun. Well, it wasn't always fun. Actually, at times, it was kind of scary. Because that's when you realize that people that you were brainwashed to trust cannot be trusted. Okay, hear my life story, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's frustrating. I should trust you because you got a uniform and a badge on? Or say that to the judge when they won't believe you either. He framed me. He framed you, that's right. Their word, many of them. It's their word against mine. Well, that sucks. Okay, this card is about ready to go out, which means we are down for the count. We got one more 32 gigabyte card to fill up here in town, and I want to touch this subject about why Tracilyn doesn't appreciate people continuously trying to push me. Don't push me, I'll go if I want to, but don't push me to play, just because I'm a singer-songwriter, play guitar, to bar rooms. Okay, because I don't support alcohol. I like people, especially the Christ in people I love. I love the people. I don't like the alcohol. It's very evil. Okay.